AES is a multicultural school with students from diverse locations. Being an international school, students join AES at different times of the year, and their experience and exposure to technology is varied. The counseling and the technology department work hand in hand for students to have a smooth transition. A well-tailored landing stage for technology is arranged for them. The goal is to have them roll into the class routine as quickly as possible. This all is achieved with the easy-to-understand tutorials arranged for the students and their parents on one-to-one basis. They are made aware of the process and the tech procedures that are followed at AES. The tutorials cover the following: the creation of their personal IDs for the server use, how to email access, calendar syncing for quick homework access, blog access for sharing the reflections, and Veracross for checking the grade and schedule. Facilitating the access to educational apps for school use, AES is piloting one-to-one iPad program in middle school. The students get to keep the iPads for the entire school year and use them in their classes based on the class criteria. Hence helping the students to create their own Apple ID so they can avail the school purchased apps. Also educating the students about the digital citizenship and fair use of technology. The following topics are covered, like internet safety, privacy and security, relationships and communication, cyberbullying, digital footprint reputation, self-image and identity, information literacy. Technology being integral to curriculum calls for a meticulous technical assistance for it to be seamless. To avoid confusion and frustration while implementing new teaching strategies during classes, teachers are required to be well equipped with the pedagogy and aware of the best suited tech tools to bring out the best in student learning. The tools do not need to be the latest, but the ones that comply well with the class requirement. Students and faculty, the tutorials have been saved on the following site. This site is still under construction and updated regularly. You will soon find tutorials to all the apps being used in the middle school. It will motivate everyone from the community towards self-learning and be more independent. The tech department will always be available to help with tech needs. For students to become independent, a learning environment is being created where students coordinate, collaborate, think critically, and are motivated. The classroom practice at AES fulfills the curriculum and the ISTE-NET standards for students and teachers to great extent. Such enormous step towards digital citizenship propels the students towards enhancing their learning and sets them for future high learning objectives.
Drawing on your iPad, yes?
Yes.
Can you do that? And then you're going to have to compare it to your drawing on the paper and do what? How do you measure on your iPad? Use a ruler. It's kind of old-fashioned, but it'll work. So you can measure on your iPad, yes. What are you going to measure? The length of the midfield line? Okay. Is it going to be the same for everybody?
AES, our vision is to raise responsible students who will take ownership of their own learning. And our tech vision aligns with our big vision of the school, and we want the kids to take ownership of their own learning in a safe way. So digital citizenship at AES is a tool for learning, and our goal is for us to make students realize that it's their responsibility. So at AES we do teach digital citizenship in a couple of different ways. We have at the beginning of the year a camp where we are doing some very direct teaching. We look at 4 big ideas, which is learn, balance, protect, and respect. So we have a few hours of camp time, and the kids are introduced to different websites, and these lessons are scaffolded, so they are developmentally appropriate. We look for things that the kids can relate to and hang on to some big ideas. We also do digital citizenship on a regular basis, so it's kind of ingrained in our daily classes through core classes, through advisory programs. One of the big ideas, which is really, really helpful, is this digital citizenship website that's created by our tech department. So there are advisory lessons that are scaffolded for grades 6, 7, 8. We have resources for all the old websites that we've used in the past. We have a bank of digital citizenship camps for grades 6, 7, 8, and high school, just so we know what the high school is doing. We have lesson plans for exploratories for our 6th graders, and there's a wonderful resource list for parents, students, and teachers. And we have tons of, our tech head keeps sending a lot of information how to incorporate technology or infuse technology, which is seamless and more natural than actually using technology for the sake of technology. So I find these very useful, and I go back and always try to modify
Our grade 7
lessons.
EAL students have benefited from technology in the middle school this year. I think the iPad is an amazing tool that they are learning to use for good, and they have daily assignments from me, which I can watch their growth in their reading and writing skills, primarily their writing skills. We do a lot of sentences and paragraphs and reflections. They can use their iPads to send me their assignment, and I receive that by email. I check it. I can send back a quick reply to suggest how they could do better for next time.
Okay.
And it's a very easy way for me to check in on their progress in terms of formative assessments, and we don't waste a lot of paper. It's a permanent record, and we save trees.
I think AES is doing a really good job with the digital citizenship. They're, for example, for humanities, when something that is kind of bad to look at and you shouldn't really be searching it up, even though it might have information on it, the school blocks it, which is very helpful just in case something might be wrong with it.